I feel like a failure today. I think it's a thought that all crossed our minds at some point in our life. It's pretty normal to doubt yourself, especially when you start new endeavors. But there's ways to bring us back on the right track instead of going into a downward spiral of negative thoughts. As long as you can remember that I feel like a failure is in fact just a feeling, it's not your reality, I think it's a good start. And a feeling shouldn't ruin your day, your week, your month, or more extreme, your life. And what I mean by feeling like a failure, feeling like an underachiever, feeling behind in life. Like everybody else is doing something better than we do, or doing it better than we can. And if you think about it, when you have that feeling, is most likely you're comparing yourself to somebody else, to maybe a younger version of you that made it earlier. Although I'm gonna make a video about what is making it. That's another discussion. And you can feel like this at 60, 50, 30, 40. There's always gonna be someone that you can compare yourself with. And if you don't stop doing that, over time it's just gonna drive you crazy. An easy fix I find is look back at your life. Old memories, think back when you were younger, and that in fact you did accomplish a lot until where you're at right now. This is me when I was, I think, 1. See? Right here. This is me when I was 5. A little Michael Jackson fanboy here. This is me when I graduated. Look at that, how proud I was. This is me with my little brother. Just moved out of the family home to Montreal. This is me when I was highly addicted to drugs. What I look like. No comments. Doing my first big tattoo in my little home studio that I had. That's just crazy. And here's the first color tattoo I've ever done. Now, here's what my work looked like in my studio. Maybe for you those memories are school books that you kept, pictures of travels you've ever made, arts and craft that you did when you were a kid that you always kept all those years. Maybe it's a little collections of things that you bought on every family trip. For me, it's 20 years of tattoo sketches that I kept for some reason all this time. Quite happy I kept that. I'll tell you why. I started some new projects lately and it kind of made me feel like a failure because everything you start when you don't know something, it's hard. Keyword. Feeling. I know I'm not a failure. I just wanted to do a reminder that I've accomplished a lot in my life so far. So instead of leaving those designs to rot and completely forget about them, I had an idea. I put on one panel 20 years of the thing that I've spent most time in my life doing. Tattooing. Going through all of these obviously resurfaced some memories. Amazing memories. I made a lot of friends that I'm still tattooing. Some of them I'm even tattooing their kids. And even some of you are looking right now. I don't really care about seeing all of the designs as much as seeing them in one big part of one chapter of my life. I feel like this chapter is slowly closing and another one is slowly starting. This sun is bright. Well, it's a very cloudy day today, so sorry for the lighting. Where was I? I completely forgot. I'm feeling like I'm getting ready to move on into another chapter of my life. And this is where it all ties up. It's not cloudy enough. We need clouds. Well, it was cloudy, now it's clearly now the rain is gone. Okay, I apologize for this. Starting a new chapter of your life can be scary, exciting. People will give you their opinions. People will tell you that you're crazy to do so. And sometimes it could put doubts in your mind. It happens. But at the end of the day, you're completely in control. Either to advance and deal with those feelings or just to stall. And the stalling part, it's the part where you start looking at other people that are doing that thing that you want to do, that are better than you at doing it because they've been doing that for longer than you have. And now it's making you feel like maybe you should stay comfortable. Maybe you shouldn't even try it. What's the point? Or forget about others, focus on your path, Focus on creating your story and remind yourself that good things takes time to build. Remind yourself of what you've already achieved in the past and that you can do it again. I remember before social media, and I know I'm that old. Don't worry, I'm not getting into social medias are so bad for you. I think social medias are great, so that's not the point. But we can't deny the fact that we live into a now mentality. Why isn't that happening to me now? Why is this taking so long to happen to me mentality? Comparing ourselves to others, being exposed every day to a new 16-year-old millionaire.
Tycoon making waves because he's a teen.
I'm a millionaire at just 16.
14, I make $100,000 a month.
But before social media, I mean, there's only a certain amount of people you can actually see in one day. And rarely all of those people are gonna be overachievers 10, 20 years younger than you are. Take a step back and let work add up and time accomplish its magic. I love this quote. We tend to overestimate what we can do in 1 year, but we tend to underestimate what we can do in 10, 15, 20. As time goes, we tend to forget what we've done in the past, and we just look at snippets and little clips of our past chapters in our life, and also look at other people to compare our progress. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be inspired by someone, but there's a big difference between saying that person is very cool and one day I'm gonna be like that, and saying, oh wow, I feel so much like a failure because when I look at her life, my life seems to suck. See the difference? We are all different. We all have different backgrounds, different talents, different upbringing, different everything. So all these things we were talking about before, maybe you have like little trophies, medals, or drawings, pictures. Maybe you have an old family album that reminds you great memories and where you're coming from that just sleeps in a dark drawer somewhere. Drawer. It's such a weird word when you're French. Drawer. How you pronounce it? Take them out. Just make something with it. Be creative. Remind yourself where you're coming from. Remind yourself that you are in fact not a failure, that you've accomplished a lot more than you think. Creating yourself is something that takes time. And it's something that is scary, especially when you're trying to reinvent yourself. I'm one to think that it's quite boring to stay the same person your whole life. Yeah, I think that's the whole point of this, isn't it? Be creative. Create your life. Just do what you want. And when you feel like a failure, just look back and remind yourself what you've accomplished. That you're not a failure. Don't let anyone ruin that for you. Next time. Thank you so much, good people, to watch my video. This means the world to me. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. If you like this one, you probably will like these two as well. So go check them out. All right, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.